All right, well, the soft shoe for time while you guys make your way up to the front half of the room. We've got Coach Norvell here for a few minutes, then we'll be followed by Jordan Travis, Alex Atkins, Dylan Gibbons, Trey Benson, Adam Fuller, Jared Verse, Tatum Bethune, and Jamie Robinson. So, without further ado, Coach.
It's a pretty good group.
Yeah, not bad. Give us a quick hello, and then we'll get to questions.
Hello.
There we go, questions.
No. First off, I want to say thank you to the Cheez-It Bowl. Our arrival yesterday, coming in, just incredible hospitality. From the entire group, great group of people. The efficiency and organization of what we were able to do today. I thought our guys came to work and had a really good practice. I like the mindset. This team, they've really had a good bowl prep. We've got a lot of work that we still have to do as we lead up to Thursday night, but I like their mentality, the way they pushed themselves, the way they've been preparing. We're going to enjoy this bowl experience, but today was an important practice for us, and I thought the energy level and the speed that showed up was impressive. Still some things we're going to have to clean up, just due to when it comes to our execution and efficiency. But I think the guys have the right mindset, and grateful to be here, and just all the people associated with the bowl have just been remarkable. So with that, I'll take some questions.
All right, we'll start with Ira, then Matt.
You guys have been practicing back in Tallahassee. This is the first time a lot of these players, some have ever been in a bowl, a few years since any of them have been in a bowl. Do you sense some excitement when you got here to the location and practice here?
Yeah, absolutely. And, they showed me their excitement with how they've prepared back at home. There's plenty of distractions that can be in place. Anytime you have an extended downtime, maintaining that edge. We finished the season playing as good as anybody in the country, I believe, and the objective for this game is to go be better. And I think our guys have embraced that throughout the season. They really worked hard, and I've liked the edge that they brought. But we got here last night. This is a reward. It's a reward for the team. It's a reward for the work they've done. We talk a lot about the relationships that have been established throughout this football team, and that's what I enjoy. I enjoy watching them, hanging out together. Being able to get away, to just enjoy that fellowship, and then this morning to get up and. Different. Everything's different when you get to a bowl. So, sometimes guys just want to hold back because they don't know exactly where to go or exactly what to do. But, once we got to the practice field, I thought they had a great edge about them, and I thought they were able to have a really good practice. So, you can feel that expectation and excitement.
Mike, this is obviously not your first bowl game, but for this team, for this program to go through it, it's been a while. What kind of plan did you have in place? I think you talked before about having several plans, kind of what to go through, and how much do you have to maybe educate some of these guys who've never been through a bowl experience to what to expect?
Yeah, it's we had a lot of different plans because of the different bowl options. Obviously, plan A ended up being the result of it, and so we're we went through and really from everything with our strength and conditioning, our sports science, all the things that we knew would be necessary for us to build our guys so that Thursday night we have the opportunity to go play our best. I think that was the plan that we laid out just from the days we were practicing. Some of the things that we were going to have mental days rather than as much of the physical push, and I really liked the results that I've seen, and so. It's been really good up until this point, and these guys, it's about building trust. And since the very first day that I got here to Florida State, it's about being able to earn that trust throughout the experiences. And these guys know that we put a lot of time and a lot of thought into how we're going to do things, and we try to explain the why. And when it's time to show up and go to work, there's one standard for how we're going to do that, and that's what I think this team is really bought into. Is that it's not we got some really talented people and professionals that are helping lay out those plans, and being able to to create the I guess the expectation for what we need to do, and the players, their job just to go give everything they have when they get the opportunity. And so I think that trust has been established throughout the year and throughout the last couple of years, and so we know what it takes. mistakes, and now we just have to go, be the best we can in executing that plan.
Yeah, Micah got the Cheez-It room. Have you have a chance to seen it yet? And what's been his reaction to having that room?
I have not got to see it other than the other than the video, and I know my daughter got to go. She wanted to see it, so Micah was kind enough to let her see that. But she said, plenty of orange, and so it's pretty remarkable. I don't know. I guess dark is still dark at night, but man, it's a pretty bright room. So.
Mike, how important is it just to finish strong for this season in addition to what you're building headed into next season with so many players coming back?
Yeah, everything builds off itself, and for us, it's our focus is this game. It's to go be our best, and one of the things that's a little bit of a challenge and almost a little bit of a distraction, with so many players, making that decision to come back and really announcing it early and something I'm proud of. But, it's not about next year. It's about right now. It's about this team. It's about this game. It's about this opportunity. And, sometimes, the excitement for what's to come, you cannot allow that to distract you for what we have here in this moment. And it's this practice. It's this day, Lord willing, we wake up tomorrow, we got to go be better. And so, our expectation is to go play our best game this year. That's been the expectation with each week that we've had throughout the course of the season. Continue to improve, continue to get better, focusing on those little things that separate us. And, what's ahead? Oh, there's an exciting time for Florida State football. There's an exciting time for what we're building and the young men that I get to coach and the work that they put in. So, the future is bright, but we got to take care of the moment and ultimately the things that we can control, and that's this week. And it's an absolute treat to be able to be here and to get a chance to play in this game. And we just want to go show and be better than what we've been.
In the back here, Mike. Just wondering, now that you've had a little bit of time to kind of reflect on the end of the regular season, what do you think were the one or two things that were the biggest causes for the turning point for this team to play so well? And do you feel like there is, I guess, a feeling in the program that things are really cooking right now and you've got things going well?
Yeah, I mean, they never stopped. I mean, there was no direct just turning point. We just had to, even through some disappointing games there in the middle of the season, they continued to work. They continued to believe. You lay out an expectation. You have a plan. Sometimes things don't always go exactly the way that you anticipate them or expect them to go, but you are still in control of your response. And this team responded by continuing to draw close together, to push the standard, to push the expectation, to go get better throughout the course of the season. And it's their decision, it's their choice, right? And as a coaching staff, we push hard, and even though some games didn't go the way we wanted, that didn't change the approach of what we brought. And our guys in this team, they responded the way that I expected them to, and you've seen them grow. And we've got a great group of young men. I am so blessed to be able to coach them because they care about each other. They care about this program. They care about who they represent and who they get to do it with and for. And so that's the joy of watching a team grow. And that's as we've gone through it, it's what makes this week special, because you get one more opportunity for this group to go play the game together. And as you watch them, kind of rise up through the opportunities that they've had. It's a remarkable group, and I'm excited to see them play Thursday night.
Mike, now that the game's this week, just what do you think it says about the team that none of your top players have opted out for the game, and how hard was it in this day and age to convince and talk and just kind of go through that for however many days and figure that out?
The great thing, there was no convincing that needed to be made. I mean, I remember the first bowl practice. We had a couple of our top players that were going to meet with the media afterwards. I hadn't even talked to them about anything when it comes to opt out or decisions or any of that. But we had a practice schedule, and it was an opportunity to go get better. and there was nobody that was missing out on that. And so I talked to the players right after I got done with the meeting. I said, hey, just so you know, like this is, you don't have to go and make any decision. You don't have to go and, they're probably going to get asked about it. But 20 minutes later, I'm looking at my phone, and we've got a couple players that I'm playing in this game. This is it. And that's what it should be. These guys, they love playing the game. They love playing, and getting a chance to represent each other. And that in each situation is unique to itself. And so, the fact that I don't have to try to convince anybody to play, ultimately you always look at each decision, whether guys elect to go pro, elect to come back. It's about each individual, and we try to help them along through the process by providing information, by helping to guide, and if there are any opinions, I want them to be educated opinions of how we guide them through their careers. But it's always about them, and that's what's been so nice, because this team, man, they're excited to play. They're excited. They I've talked about it. When you get a chance to do something that's going to change a wall at Florida State, you've done something, and that's where. We talked, the opportunity to go try to win your 10th game is big. It'd be the 25th time in our program's history. All right, that's a great challenge, but also a great opportunity for these guys to go finish this season the way that the way that they've worked and continuing to push to our expectation and standard of how we want to operate.
Mike, you got Randy on the team, Randy on the staff, and you got Tatum on the team, guys who played against or played with Dillon Gabriel when he was at UCF. Do you plan on using those guys maybe to kind of get an idea, scouting report, maybe so to speak, of what to expect a little bit, even though Dillon played this year with Oklahoma?
Yeah, you always try to gather information of just whether it's years past, just any little things that you could gain. We watch film. We've got a pretty good sense. There's been a couple years since that was the teammates and everybody going through it. But we got a chance to see this year and what that looks like. But yeah, you always try to take whatever information's out there that might be able to help or benefit.
Let's do one more on the right here, and then we'll close with Ira.
Yeah, in the same vein, you are facing Venables, who coached at Clemson. You got experience against. Have you seen anything that he's brought over from Clemson that he's brought to Oklahoma that's kind of similar that you guys want to attack?
Yeah, this is a defense that's going to attack, and they're gonna bring pressure from all over the field. They lead the Big 12 in tackles for loss. They're going to try to create havoc in what they do. So there are some similarities, but kind of still similar to the last question we just talked about. This team is unique to itself, and as guys fit into it, they try to play to the skills and talents of the players that they have, and so that's been our focus of just what we've seen, what they've done. We know they're going to attack. We know they're going to bring pressure. They do a good job schematically and what they and their plans of attack. So we've got to be ready to adapt and adjust throughout the course of the game.
You touched on some of the motivations you guys have for this game. There's a lot of discussion nationally about how the importance of bowl games that aren't in the playoff. Do you feel like, can you even envision a scenario where you went to a bowl game and didn't feel like it was of huge importance?
I can. It's a special experience, and been fortunate to be in quite a few bowl games in my coaching career. And when you see this week and just all that goes into it, and then let's not even, yes, the game is one thing, but also the impact within the community, the impact within that when you have two teams coming from different places to be celebrated for what they've done throughout the course of the season, and they get to go compete for one more, and just what that means to the different communities. Obviously, it's great being here in Orlando and being able to represent in our home state, but I think they're special, and I know that with the playoff and all things that are also out there, this is still a great reward. It's a great reward for the teams. It's great rewards for the staffs, the families, all that get to be a part of this week. So, it is special, and even within the preparation of what it takes, we had a lot of young players that those extra practices were big for, and you've seen guys that are growing up and trying to take advantage of all those. It's really important. So I'm grateful for them, and it's a special venue that we get to be a part of here this week with the Cheez-It Bowl. All right, thank you, guys. Y'all have a great day.
We'll continue with the programming when the rest of the programming is in the room. They're getting cleaned up, changed after practice, but they'll make their way in here. I might have one sneak in, but reminder on the format, everybody will get a turn through the mic at the podium here. When they're not at the podium here, they will be at the tables around the room, where they're also available for breakouts as needed. So feel free to mingle. Anyway, we'll keep you posted. We got guys coming now. All right. All right. Good. How are you?
Doing good, thank you.
All right, we'll start with questions. Start on the right. Thank you.
Hey, Jordan, good afternoon. What does it mean for you and for your teammates to be in a bowl, to have this opportunity, the experience, and also just a chance to get to 10 wins?
It's a blessing for sure. Having an opportunity to come here. It's a great bowl game. We were at a bowl game a couple years ago. But it's just seeing how far we came as a football team. The accomplishments that we had this year is amazing. I'm so proud of this team. I'm grateful for this team, and everybody deserves this.
On the right again.
Yeah, you had your first day of practice. How did it go today? How do you guys feel out there? And then second question is, Micah got the Cheez-It room. Talk about that. Have you seen it yet? And
Yeah, practice went great today. The guys were flying around. It's important. Your first day back off of 2 off days, coming back, flying around, giving 100%. The guys were flying around. The offensive line was moving around today pretty good. But yeah, as soon as we got here early at 3:30, and I had to go video Micah. Obviously, he likes to video everything. So I was in his room videoing him and doing everything. Yes, sir.
On the right.
We just talked to Coach Norvell. He talked about kind of the guys even some guys who haven't made up the draft decisions yet or are here this week. I guess, he said there was no convincing from him. I guess, was there any convincing from you, or were everyone you talked to just kind of was the message, we're going to play in this game no matter what our future is after this?
Yeah, I think we owe it to this university. Florida State gives us everything. We're blessed every single day. We get to wake up with Seminole. I think we all know that. And knowing how far we came as a football team, the offseason, how hard we work together, no one wants to leave anybody behind. I think it's just what Coach Norvell does for us, too. I mean, that's a coach that loves us really hard. He coaches us really hard and means a lot to us. So, yeah, I mean, I think it was an easy decision for a lot of guys to at least be here to support.
Jordan, you had a chance, obviously, to look at some film at Oklahoma. What have you seen from their defense, and what kind of stands out to you that could be challenging for you guys?
Yeah, they're a great defense with a lot of great athletes all over the field. Obviously, we played their coach a couple, 2 years ago at Clemson. They do a lot of different things. They're a special team, but, man, it's always about us. Like I always say every week, it's always about us. So we have to go out there and play our game and let everything fall into place.
Jordan, headed into the season, there probably weren't a lot of people outside the program who expected Florida State to be in a position to win 10 games this year. So how important is it just to finish strong considering how far this group has come this year?
It's special. Puts a smile on my face every time I get to think about it because I know I've been here for a while now. I've seen a lot of down years. Just seeing the smiles on my teammates' faces means everything to me. Our fans are happy, which is big. We go to the games and our games are sold out. It's a blessing for the man upstairs, and I mean, I'm so thankful and grateful for this football team.
Jordan, Melissa Thomas of Florida National News. Coach was in here talking about the fact that, one thing he admired about the team is that you guys consistently kept playing, like you guys never stopped despite whatever was going on. Kind of talk about, the conversations that you were having with your fellow players and the way you guys built each other up to keep going.
It comes from the off season, how hard you work in the off season. Confidence comes from the work, and Coach Norvell emphasizes that all the time. So we go out there and we play our game. There's a lot of fight in this football team, and every single player. Coach Norvell recruits guys here that are fighters, hard workers. We were talking about it last night, how this team, Coach Norvell always recruits like the right guys. It's always the right guys. They're great people. People first is the most important thing. It's how you treat people is everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. We always talk about that. So, I mean, it all comes from Coach Norvell and how hard he pushes us.
Jordan, you were in a bowl game in 2019 with Florida State. How much different will this experience you think be than that experience?
Honestly, I don't. That was a while ago. I don't really remember that. But I mean, we're blessed to be here, man. Yeah, I mean, we're blessed. We're thankful. That's all it is, yes, sir.
Jordan, we saw you hanging out at the welcome party at the hotel last night. Other than the game itself, what are you looking forward to here in Orlando?
Spending time with my teammates. We deserve this. We earn this. Yeah, that's all it is. Enjoying time, embracing everything. There's a couple guys in this team. It's their last football game at Florida State, so we owe it to them to go out there and give them 100% and give them a great week.
I mean, being from the state of Florida, playing at Florida State, how big is the play this bowl game in Florida, in Orlando? How much does that mean to you and to teams that get that opportunity?
It means a lot. We have a lot of guys from Florida, so a lot of people's families can come to the game, which is great. I live 2 hours away, so my family will be here. They're always at the game, but it's always a blessing, man. You got your family around. We have our fans here. It's going to be a great week for sure.
Jordan, you talked about that you're going to be playing here for this game this week, but then you start next season up here again, playing on LSU. As a guy coming back, a leader, what do you tell your teammates about how to kind of maybe enjoy this week, but also understand that it's a business trip for you?
Yeah, I think we know that. It all starts at the top. Coach Norvell talks about it a lot. We came here for a reason. We're not here just to have a good time. I mean, obviously, it's great. We're in Orlando. Have a good time, but we're here to work. We have a job to do. We came here for a reason. But yeah, we'll focus on this game, and then when next year comes, we'll worry about that. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
All right. So I know we got some folks in here. Okay, we'll keep rolling with offense. Yeah, we'll got. Who wants to go first? We'll take Trey if he's available. All right, we got Trey Benson, running back, coming up to join us. We'll have Dylan Gibbons next. And the guys around the room are available for breakouts if needed, but everybody will be coming through the podium as well. So go ahead, and we will get started. I guess we'll start with one of our own questions. To the point from earlier, you're here in Orlando. You're here for a football game. You got a job to do while you're down here. But what are you looking forward to most about the week and the experience down here leading up to the game?
Just some of the seniors' last game. So basically, just hanging out with the guys. Hanging out with the team, create memories that'll last forever.
Right side.
What does practice look like this morning with being in a new stadium, coming down here? How did it look like?
Practice was good. Everybody moving at fast speeds. Continue to get the work in, and I'm just happy to be out there with the guys.
Yeah, got to ask about the Cheez-It room. Have you been able to see it yet? How was Micah picked? Is he the cheesiest on the team?
Actually, I don't know, but he got the room, so he might be. I haven't been up there to see it yet, but I seen it on Snapchat and Instagram. It looks like pretty cool. I'm gonna go check it out today.
All right, right here, Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Kind of talk about what it means to you personally to be here, to be able to participate in this particular bowl game.
It means a lot. We get a chance to get 10 wins this year. Make history. So it's a business trip. But we come down here to have fun with the team, with the coaches and the coaching staff. But it's big because we can get the 10 wins.
Anything else? We got a couple on the floor here.
What on tape, Oklahoma-wise, has stood out to you defensively, just watching tape throughout the week and preparing for them?
They move fast off the ball. They got a lot of great guys. Basically, they move fast. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, playing this bowl game, Cheez-It Bowl, like you mentioned, Florida State, it's been a while since playing in a bowl game. How big is it for the program, and how big is it to catapult to next season when you guys open the season here?
It's big, some people at home right now. We just grateful to be here right now. Grateful to have an extra game because, last year we was at home around this time. So we just grateful to be here.
We got one in the back here.
Trey, what is it about you individually and this team that you guys really are embracing? You are excited for a bowl game.
Honestly, just building the confidence each and out through every game, because at the beginning of the season, I was lacking a little confidence, but every single game I've been getting better, rep by rep. My teammates, my running back room, they've been helping me out. My offensive line, Jordan Travis, even Jerry Verse back there, they all helped me out, because at the beginning I was lacking confidence, but now my confidence is through the roof.
Speaking on, the help you've gotten from the running back room, Trayshawn Ward, he got hurt, lost the job, and you kind of took over the bell cow kind of role. How much has he helped, and what does it say about his character that, he didn't just start moping and, when you took over the job after he came back?
I love Trey, it's a feeling like no other, he's a real brother to me. He didn't lose his job, he just, got hurt. He got to build his confidence back too. So I'm gonna help him out just like he's been helping me out this whole year, and I'm really grateful for him.
Trey, I don't want you to give away any secrets, man, but how are you guys able to continue to run the ball so effectively here? I mean, everyone knows you guys are going to run it, but you guys still just run it right down the ball.
That offensive line, they've been doing great. So I'm gonna give it to those guys. That's why we've been running the ball, because of them, the guys up front.
All right, I think we're good. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. Excuse me. I know we got Dylan next. He's occupied, so we'll move on to. Oh, you ready? All right. I didn't know if Ira was just going to keep you there the whole time. All right. All right. We got Dylan Gibbons. If you can keep doing the thing you're doing, we'll keep asking questions.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful.
As one of the team leaders, what did you see out of practice today? Coming out to new stadium, to new place, what did you see from the team, and what kind of energy was it, and was it what you wanted to see?
Yes, sir. Amazing amount of energy. Let me tell you, we're going to be the most conditioned team out there on the field. Our coaches have pushed us really hard over our past couple weeks playing football. I've been to this bowl game twice, back when it was the Citrus Bowl and the Camping World Bowl, and the most conditioned team going out there is going to have the best advantage. So I'm really excited to see that come to fruition here in the next couple of days. Proud of the way these guys worked. I'm a 6-year senior. It's been my last game, my last bowl game. So it's great to see young guys sacrifice on a day-to-day basis, to get us better, whether it be on the scout team or supporting us in one way or another. But it was a great practice.
Well, I wanted to ask you about winning the Werfel Trophy. And
Yes,
what
sir.
does it mean to be recognized, for something like that by an organization?
Yeah, it's tough for an individual to take that kind of recognition, at least for me and everybody that's been a part of my process, everybody that we've been able to tell their story, all the individuals that work for Big Man Big Heart and has helped us out through this process so far. I really am, standing on the shoulders of giants in a literal sense. So it's been amazing to see that. That experience was wonderful in New York City at the Heisman event with Danny Werfel, but it's been crazy, a crazy couple of weeks. What I'm focused on right now is playing football and winning one more game.
On the right here?
Coach Norvell earlier told us that he didn't have to talk any player into playing in this bowl game. A lot of guys could have opted out. What does that mean as a team overall to you specifically?
Yeah, I think maybe it was right after the Clemson week, I started realizing how special this group was, specifically on the offensive line, specifically on the offensive side of the ball, because those are the guys I work with every day. I just wanted one more game, one more experience with this group of guys. We have some amazing athletes, guys like Jordan Travis, Trey Benson, wonderful coaches like Coach Atkins and all the other position coaches. We have a special group of guys with a bunch of very special individual pieces. So it's great to go out there and play another game, but I'm looking forward to fist bumping the guy to my right and to my left and going out there and sacrificing for each other.
Dylan, right here. Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. I was asking Jordan this question. I'd love to hear from you as well, especially as a team leader.
Yep.
What kind of conversations were you having with the younger guys, especially given how encouraged you are at seeing their level of sacrifice? What are you telling them to keep them going forward?
Yeah, so part of leadership is conversational based, right? But the other part is going out there and showing it on a day-to-day basis, right? Showing it through our actions, going out there and performing the way that we want to perform on game day. So having that sense of urgency, coming into meetings this morning 45 minutes to an hour early, just trying to get that competitive advantage in every single facet of our lives. So showing them that, showing them the way to conduct themselves in a meeting, on the practice field, and pushing to the best we possibly can every time. That's how we lead around here.
One in the back here, then up front.
Dylan, I know you're a really confident guy. You talked about being a dependable sixth man at Notre Dame, but did you envision all this? I mean, even in like your kind of wildest dreams, the success you would have not only on the field, but changing the culture for maybe a long-term build for this program moving forward and what you've done off the field. I mean, I know you had big goals coming to Tallahassee, but like, is this the way you saw it playing out in your head the entire time?
Yes, sir. It was an amazing experience. I understood, the opportunity that presented itself when I did make that change from Notre Dame to come here to Florida State. And I attacked that opportunity with everything I possibly had. If it wasn't for the coaches, that allotted me that opportunity, I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for the guys in my offensive line room, the wonderful guys we have on offense, and everybody that sacrifices on a day-to-day basis to help us win football games and run the football, it's been an amazing process. And none of it would have been possible without people, helping me and individuals that were, receptive to what I was trying to bring to the table.
You've gone up against Coach Venables in your time at Notre Dame, in your time over here. What does his defense? What kind of challenges does his defense bring that you guys need to be ready for? What kind of scheme do they run? Like, what are you guys getting ready for?
Yeah, multiple front. We're gonna see a lot. I mean, preparing for as much as we possibly can prepare for. But it doesn't really matter what team we're playing or what defensive coordinator we're going against. What matters is that we play Florida State football. I can look to my left and to my right, and I can trust the guys next to me. And we're all seeing the defensive front through one set of eyes. And I'm really confident in our group. I'm really confident of the plan our coaches have put in place. And they've allowed us the best opportunity to go out there and play our football.
Another year of improvement, both on pass blocking, also for the run game. Trey Benson in here talking earlier about the offensive line, giving y'all a lot of credit. What about Coach Atkins, and the coaching that he's done with y'all? We would get to see it, a lot of times throughout the week, how hard he is on y'all and very specific on assignments. How about just talking about Coach Atkins and the big year that y'all have had on the O-line?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so at Notre Dame, I studied leadership, and I haven't met a better leader than Coach Atkins. He really gets it done on the field and off the field, encourages every day, and some coaches have a certain style or a certain way they want the offensive line to be conducted. Some coaches, lead by example. Coach Atkins is a blend of those two. He does an incredible job in pushing us every day, but not necessarily, being that father figure. He does a great job in balancing that. He has an incredibly high ceiling, and I really can't put a stop to where he could possibly go. So he's done an incredible job with this offensive line unit, and I can't thank him enough for allowing me this opportunity at Florida State.
One more in the back over here, from Jamie. We'll go outside first.
Dylan, not to give away, I don't want you to give away any secrets here, but can you give us some insight, though, schematically, or is it a mentality thing of what you guys have been doing that's allowed you to be so successful running the football specifically?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, you point to some of the individuals we have on the offensive line, but like we were talking about in our meeting today, it's not like we have a bunch of incredible athletes on the offensive line, guys that are going to go out there and demolish guys, physically every single play. We work on those other little things. Every little facet in our lives that we can control, we control those controllables. So whether it be like this morning, showing up early to meetings, a little bit more emphasis at the end of a block, really digging down and doing as much as we possibly can with the ability each and every one of us has. But at the same time, I think that having that continuity, having the same group of guys that play week in, week out, that's helped this unit grow into what it is today.
Dylan, it seems like Jordan Travis is a quarterback who's willing to lay it on the line on every play.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, what is it like to block for someone like that, and how much faith do you guys have in him?
Yeah, so over the past 2 years, our relationship's grown, of course, blocking for him and, trying to protect him the best I possibly can. But it is pretty amazing to have a guy. I was up there at the Heisman weekend a few weekends ago, and it's tough for me not to see him in that picture here this year or next year. But to have a guy that you can say, hey, Jordan, go win a football game, and he'll go win a football game, that's crazy. And for me, we haven't had to do that too many times this season yet. But I absolutely love protecting him. I love keeping him off the ground, and I love picking him up when he goes out there and sacrifices for this team.
Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate it. And
Appreciate you guys.
we'll bring Coach Atkins up next and keep on keeping on. All right, we've got offensive coordinator Alex Atkins making his way to the front of the room. Same rules still apply.
I see you, baby.
Coach, welcome. It's good to have you here.
Appreciate it. Tour. It's just y'all, huh? Wow. When you think you made it, you know what I'm saying? You know.
How'd you feel about practice today, Coach?
I thought it was, I thought effort was good. I thought guys, showed they want to still work together. We got to clean up on some details. This defense does present a lot of challenges with looks, pressures, and he understands how to leverage the football, and he knows what you're going to attack by what calls he makes, so we got to make sure we're on point in the execution of the details.
What's really the difference from going from Tallahassee down here to Orlando? What kind of goes into schematics with all that?
Well, not a difference of schematics. I think you just try to control the distractions. There's a lot to be distracted, just like you going on the road, different practice environment, different locker room, different schedule, different timing, more family in town, things like this. So we just got to make sure we're controlling the distractions, that when the work starts, it's about the work.
Speaking of distractions, you have Pittman in the Cheez-It Bowl room. Did they make the right choice?
Yeah, I bet you he loving it. You're probably gonna see a vlog on it here not too long, so just be ready. He gonna have his own. He probably got his own private camera crew in there, 24 hours.
Coach, can you kind of walk the line between giving some insight but not secrets into what's allowed you guys to be so successful running the football here the second half of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with the quarterback position, and run game is all about services, looks, safety rotations, and the quarterback has done a good job of handling the run checks. Getting us in good plays, getting us in the best possible looks, and not just running plays in a bad look. So that's the first thing is Jordan. Next thing is I think is a little bit of continuity in the line. We had the same guys pretty much out there, so it's not too much they hadn't seen. And then, Trey Benson, I think he leads the country in broken tackles and elusiveness and yards per carry and things like that. So when you do have a bad look or things are not blocked correctly, you got backs that can break tackles. So it's a combination of all of those things, whether you're in the right play, you're blocking up the looks and nothing confuses you and you can maintain blocks, and also you got guys that can make you right when you ain't right. So I thought our running backs have done a great job of breaking tackles and running through things and making it difficult to tackle. So I think all those things combined gives you a shot to have a pretty good run game.
Coach, right here, Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. We've been hearing from the head coach and several of the players the importance of focusing on the individual, how important that is, kind of keeping the guys together. What kind of experience have you had with that? What are some of the things that you're telling the guys to keep going, especially for their goal to win that 10th game?
Now, when you say focus on the individual, what do you say it again?
Kind of like personal development, like building each other.
Yeah, being your best version of yourself. Yeah. So I think you play a team sport, so a lot of times, especially in football, some guys' mistakes are not magnified more than others because you can kind of hide a little bit when you got 11 guys out there. There's some positions where you can't. So I think what it's saying is just be your best. The results will come. And that's what Coach preaches from the day he got here to today. Even in practice today, nothing has changed. So it's all about the growth. So wherever you are, be a little bit better today and everything else will take care of itself. And it also comes from accountability, because one of the hardest things is to hold yourself accountable to what you know. Like at the end of practice, he said basically it's not about the result, it's did you play your best? And only one person knows that, and that's you. And if you can lie to yourself, then we got a lot more development to go in all other areas.
Yeah, having played Coach Venables, you've seen what his defense does. It's obviously a different team with Oklahoma, but what kind of challenges that his defense that his brand usually bring?
I mean, you got two great defensive minds, even with the defensive coordinator, with Coach Roof and Coach Venables, putting together a lot of good stuff. And the good thing I've learned about Coach Venables is he's multiple. He's going to present you with multiple looks, but he also knows the vulnerabilities of his defense. So he knows if he in this look, he knows what you're going to get. He knows what you're going to try to attack and what you're going to try to leverage, so those guys play fast and they react to it quickly. And so we got to be ready to be detailed. Just because we think we got a good play and we know what's coming, they know what they're vulnerable at. So we got to be even more detailed to execute what we got to look. So Coach Venables done a good job. He's been calling defense for a long time. So, I mean, he's going to be prepared and well prepared, and he's going to know what he want to take away. We just got to be on point to make sure we're disciplined and we're not going backwards and make sure we're in the right place.
Coach, I don't know if you can fill in the right adjective for me, but are you proud or thankful that so much of this team is enjoying this bowl process and wanting to play the game? Because in this day and age, there's so many teams that are playing these bowl games that aren't going to be at full capacity, but you have a team that seems really excited and really bought into playing this game. How does that make you feel as a coach and a competitor?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm blessed to just be around a group of guys that want to be around each other. So many times, she brought up a good question about the individual. The way you kind of create a good team is when the guy want to play for somebody else. Like, I don't want to let you down. And I think we got a lot of that. When you talk about true brotherhood, every coach talks about brotherhood and teammates and love and family. All that sounds good until you have to make a decision that it's greater for the team than it is for yourself. And I think we see a lot of that now. We're also going to protect them from themselves too. You know, it's our job to monitor and make sure they're doing a good job and make sure we give them the best possible things for their future. But, you know, you want it where you have to protect them from themselves because all they can think about is not letting their teammates down. And that's a blessing to have.
How nice has it been throughout the whole season going against the defensive line, and how much has it helped your offensive line, the competition? We get to see it during practice, and you know, it gets violent. How much has that helped?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it creates that I got to be on point or I'm going to be on the bench mentality. So, you know, I tell high school players the biggest jump from high school to college is every practice is like a game. It's graded the same, it's evaluated the same, and the pressure is the same. I said what you learn in college is the games get a little bit easier actually for the player because there's so much pressure put into every single rep from individual to team that, you know, it's like eyes are always on you. So it creates that, all right, I got to get this done or there's a consequence kind of mindset every play. You know, coaches try to use this phrase, every day is 4th and 1. You know, so I think that competition level to be I got to be on point just raises yourself more. Now, we don't have a dog-eat-dog mentality, meaning basically like, hey, I'm just going to throw this out there and whoever comes out, you know, no, we want to teach and develop and put you in a good situation to have success also, but you got to be on point to be able to be on that field around Florida State.
Coach, back to the kind of the unity and alignment that you guys have with this team and the brotherhood. I mean, you mentioned every program strives to have that. What have you guys done that's allowed it to really come to fruition and be a true part of the culture?
We've been through it. You know, we can't create some of these situations that we've had and we had to stay together. Sometimes you never know why you go through, but you got to go through to get through. So, you know, we got to make sure all the past experiences, all the lessons learned, you know, those guys have been, you know, we've had pretty much the same staff, same group of guys since we've been around, you know. I think about guys like Maurice Smith. I think about Darius Washington. I think about Jordan Travis. You know, I think about guys that have been here and fought the long fight. You know, Trayshawn Ward, a lot, man, there's so many names out there of guys that's been in it, been in the fight, McClendon, that's seen, and then now you have the guys in the locker room like, hey, guys, I've seen that side. I've seen where that leads to. This is what I know works and what's been pushing us forward. So you got guys that can warn guys what's going when they're going down the wrong path and also praise and be thankful for the things that we're having now because we learned from the lessons that we had to go through earlier in our time here.
Everybody good? Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate
the time.
I'm still in this water. I don't know who.
It's yours, Coach. Now we need a new water, JR. No, it's cool. That was your water. All right, we got Tatum Bethune joining us. Tatum, how you doing? Appreciate you being here. All right, that's your water.
All right, thank you.
In case, if there are any questions for Tatum, we can go ahead and get started. Here we go.
Hey, Tatum, how'd practice look today? Y'all come here. Y'all arrived, I think, yesterday. How'd practice look this morning for you guys?
Coming out to practice, I didn't think the weather was going to be like this. So I always think about how practice is going to go before it happens. I thought we was going to be complaining about the weather, but we actually didn't. Everybody came out and did what we had to do. Just felt like we needed to focus and lock down on the details now.
Kind of a two-part question. How does it feel back to be back in Orlando for your? You played here for a while, and then two, you played against you played with Dillon Gabriel. What kind of insight can you bring to the team that of what he likes to do and what he brings to the table for Oklahoma?
It feels great to be back in Orlando. Just knowing my family's able to come here without any struggle, or whether to buy a plane ticket or not. I got some family here in Orlando that I'm going to see, so that's just a good feeling to see them. I have seen them all year. So, and then Dillon Gabriel on the scouting report, I just give my honest opinion. He's a guy that make plays and a guy that we need to stop on their offense. So that's just something we need to get done.
In the back of the room? You're good. Go ahead.
Tatum, I mean, being somewhat familiar with Coach Levy's system and the way they play, he mentioned how confident he sees you guys playing as a defense. Is it an individual thing? Are each of you guys so confident what's going on, or is it a whole team and confidence in the coaches and vice versa?
For the defense to work, it always has to be the whole defensive unit, the whole team. Is never in any individual thoughts. I feel like that's what got us going because I feel like that's how it was in the beginning. But now we're all together and we click as one, and so that's just what keep us going.
All right.
And during the regular season, you have a flow. You have a game every week, maybe a bye week. But how does it feel to because you've been practicing against each other for a couple of weeks now, had finals, had different things going on. How does it feel to know that you're playing a game on Thursday? How exciting is that feeling right now?
It's a good feeling. Just the fact that I know we're playing in a bowl game, and the guys that I've been around, they only played in one. And that's something we've been talking about before the season even started. So we reaching the goal that we're here now, so we just got to get it done. We talked about it, but we here, so.
In the back.
What would a 10th win mean for you and this team, do you think, Tatum?
That's one of our goals when we first found out where we was going to play at. That was the biggest goal. We got that. We got how many teams that had 10 wins in front of the locker room, and we just want to be able to change the wall. So that'll be huge for us.
With having a bowl game, you get extra practices, and it really helps some of the younger players. What have you seen from Amar Graham? We see him during practice, and he makes some plays, but it seems like he's a pretty smart player.
Yeah.
What have you seen from him, at least throughout the season, and actually having some extra ball practice reps?
When I see Omar now, I think of me when I first came into college and when I came in early. But I feel like Omar is way better than how I was when I was a freshman. So I just feel like next year, Omar is going to be real. I'm pretty sure he's going to see the field, and Omar is going to be real dominant.
I got to ask, have you seen the Cheez-It room yet? And did they make the right choice with Micah?
Now, I haven't seen the Cheez-It room yet, but no, they did not make the right choice. They should have gave it to me.
What makes you the cheesiest candidate for the room?
Nah, I can't.
All right, we got another one in the back.
Jordan mentioned it, Coach Norvell's mentioned it all the time, that when he brings in guys from the transfer portal, it's really important for them to be able to fit and integrate themselves well into the locker room. Could you sense that when you were getting recruited, and how refreshing was it to come into a new locker room and kind of look around and see a lot of like-minded people that were on the same page?
Yeah, when I first hit the portal, Coach Norvell, he promised me everything that you would think a coach wouldn't promise. He promised me that I was going to get put in hard positions and put through adversity on purpose so I could be able to thrive through that and know how to deal with it and stuff like that. Sometimes you don't hear that from coaches. Coaches will try to tell you what you want to hear. So I feel like if you play at Florida State, it's only a select few that's able to come here and feel like this program is not for everybody. So I feel like that's what he do. It's a elimination factor. So.
Any more for Tatum? All right, thank you, appreciate it. We'll have Jared Verse up here next. Jared's making his way this way. And then after that, we've got Jamie and Coach Fuller. Good. All right, got defensive end Jared Verse making his way to the podium. Why don't you guys start this one?
Yeah. I'll ask right away, Jared. Did Cheez-It Bowl make the right choice with Pittman getting the room? And, have you seen the room yet? What are your thoughts on that?
I saw the room. Tatum didn't deserve it. Nobody else deserved it. It should have been me. I would have been acceptable with Coach Norvell, but it should have been me. That's it. Period. Tatum, get out the room.
How was practice this morning? Y'all go from Tallahassee down here. Y'all arrived yesterday. How did everything go, just being in a new stadium and getting acclimated to things?
It was good. That's one thing I'm very happy with this team. We translate very well. Anywhere we go, anything we do, it's going to be full speed. Everybody came out hitting hard, moving fast. Coach will tell you himself, it was good practice.
I'll go to another one. How do you think coming down here, FSU will start off the season next year in Orlando at the same stadium? How do you think that helps to some of the players getting ready for next season, already getting a feel for Orlando and everything?
Everybody just to get a feel for this stadium, how the stadium works, how the turf feels, how the locker rooms work. I think it's very good just to help translate for the next season.
Go in the back.
Jared, do you know kind of when after the bowl game you'll want to make your decision? Have you communicated to the coach that you'll give them a sort of date or so when you'll know whether you plan on coming back next year or moving on to the next level?
Not at all. I'm still talking with my family, deciding what's best for me, what's best for my family moving forward. But I've been very communicative with the coaches and the staff working around me. They've been very helpful, giving me the information I need. But it's just whenever I feel right about it, probably like a week or two afterwards, after the bowl game.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had, a few weeks without games, finals, different things going on, holidays. How great does it feel to actually be ready, preparing for a game on Thursday instead of just like, the game's next week, the game's in 2 weeks? How great does that feel to be like, oh, we're playing Thursday?
Man, it's good just to, be in the same week as it. But, throughout the whole preparation, nobody's been sitting back like, oh, we play next week, let's lay off. It's been like, hey, we play next week, let's get after it today. Let's move forward. Have our best foot stepping forward.
Jared, it seems a lot of the success that you guys have had as a team has been because of the sort of the closeness that you guys have with each other. It's something that every football program preaches about, brotherhood and family. Is there anything unique about the way you guys do business at Florida State that's allowed you guys to come close together and be successful?
I think it's just the players that the coach brings in. Everyone meshes really well. Like, everyone's so different, but everybody meshes really well. Everybody has a good personality. Like, you can put me in a room with anybody on the roster, and I'll be able to talk to them for hours. That's just how I am. That's how they are. Like, we'll be fine. It's just we really care for each other, too. It's just one of those things. It's just natural.
One on the front right here.
Mike Norvell talked earlier that he didn't really have to talk anybody into playing in the bowl game, and y'all talked to us a couple weeks ago saying that y'all were going to play along with Jamie. What does that mean as a team overall, where a coach doesn't have to talk you into playing? Y'all are like, yeah, we're playing no matter what.
It's just like kind of related to the last question, it's just the brotherhood. Everybody's like, I want another chance to play with my brothers. No one's taking anything for granted. This is the last time this group specifically will ever be together. And it's just really good to kind of, come out here, enjoy time with each other, go out, mess around, complain about who got the cheese room and who don't. It's just good to kind of be with everybody again. I don't think anybody on the roster would give that up.
Looking at Oklahoma, they obviously have a playmaker quarterback in Gabriel, have a pretty good receiver in Mims. What do you guys need to do to make sure you guys, you mentioned the goal is to shut them out, obviously, every week. Is that your goal? Is that the goal this week, and how do you guys get there?
The goal is always the same, to shut them out. Their goal is to put the most points on the board that they possibly can. So we're going to see who can reach their goals first. But for us, it's just we have to bring our best foot stepping forward. We have to bring our best. Everybody's got to be as fast as they are, as strong as they can be, and just come out with their best, nothing less.
Jared, with that decision of staying or moving on to the next level, are you waiting on more information, or is it a matter of just trying to get away from the sport for a few days when the season is over to have like a real sort of clear mind and figure out what's best for you at that point?
It's just kind of a sit-back thing. I've gotten all the information I really need to formulate decisions. It's just kind of putting everything together now.
Any more up here? All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. Merry Christmas.
You're not going to get me with that. All right, we'll have Jamie Robinson up here in a minute, and then we will finish with Coach Fuller after Jamie gets up here, defensive back. And you guys have been wonderful. Thank you for humoring me. All right, good. How are you?
I'm good. What's up, bro?
All right. We'll do the thing again. We'll start, I think, on the front right.
We've had two players claim that they should have had the Cheez-It room. Do you want to make your argument for it?
No, I'm mad. Because I just found out that they actually gave it to someone. I texted the Instagram page, and I was like, can I get the Cheez-It room? And they said it's against the guidelines or something like that, so they lied to me. I just found out Michael got it, but it's cool. I'm gonna go by and see it, though, for sure.
So you haven't had a chance to see it yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
What have you seen for the pictures?
I seen it on Instagram, though. And that's when I slid up and I was like, can I get that room? They told me it was against the guidelines, but come to find out, Micah got it. So I'm going to just go see how the room look.
And, of course, you'll have a vlog about it, so you could probably get all the details you need about it.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be like you're staying there anyways.
For sure.
How was practice this morning?
I mean, practice was great, The atmosphere was good. Everyone flying around. In a different atmosphere. That was the great thing, We was able to make it feel like home, and I feel like that's going to lead to us getting a victory, honestly. We feel like this is already home, and it's the first practice.
Ira?
Jamie, Oklahoma obviously has a great tradition. Like, how excited are you guys about playing in a bowl game again and playing against a team like Oklahoma?
I mean, I feel like every game is a great game and a great opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Hats off to Oklahoma. You know, we look forward to playing against them. We definitely been game planning, watching film. They got some great talent over there. I also seen that they had a lot of guys opt out and stuff, but you know that really don't faze us. We just ready to see what they really talking about over there and just ready to get to work. Honestly, you feel me? We've been practicing for about 2.5 weeks, so you know we just ready to get off in somebody really.
Melissa in the back middle.
Right here. Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. We were just hearing that like your main goal as the defense is to just make sure to shut out the opponent.
For sure.
And I mean, talk about the conversations you guys are having as a defense, kind of coming into this, especially since you're pointing out that like this already feels like home for you, and it's just the first practice. What kind of conversation are you guys having to build each other up and head out into that game on Thursday?
For sure. Well, like I was saying earlier, like we don't have we were on like a 5. I don't know if it's like a 5-4 game winning streak, but honestly, I feel like we had lost 3 games in a row, and it kind of, you know what I'm saying, like it kind of hurt a little bit, but that brought us closer as a team. You know what I'm saying, and that brotherhood, like the brotherhood here, different. Like I feel like in all my years in college, like this is my best year in college football. You know what I'm saying, we actually finna get the 10th win. I've never been pretty much over 500 in college. You know what I'm saying, so it's like, you know, I feel like I don't won a Super Bowl already, you know. But, you know, just getting after it with the guys, you know, it's like a team. I feel like our team is player-led now. Earlier in the season, we was working on it. You know, the coaches were, you know, on us about that, just being leaders and stuff. And I feel like now, since we get to the end, like we getting stronger. Like I don't feel like we offbeat at all. Like it's just, you know what I'm saying, we ready to go, honestly.
Jamie, your decision to stay at Florida State next season or maybe go to the NFL, is that something that is coming into focus for you, or do you need to wait for the season to end? And is it something that you let the coaches know, like, hey, I'm going to let you try to know by this date, or do you need
No, see, honestly, I just been football-minded. Like, I'm here. Like, I'm with my brothers right now. Because I know when it's over with, it's going to be over with, and I'm going to miss it. So right now, I ain't going to try to miss it. You feel me? I'm just going to, you know, cherish every moment that I got with my brothers, you know what I'm saying, and just day by day with it. That's what type of a guy I am, like day by day. Once the game over with, then I'll be answering phone calls and seeing what it is, you know what I'm saying? But right now I'm here just ready to get this 10th win. We got 24. It's only been 24 10-win seasons. We trying to make it 25. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what we focus on. And we already won the state. Now it's time to win the bowl game and see what's next.
With having bowl game, you get extra practices. What have you seen from Azrae Thomas since arriving early on? We see him in fall camp making plays, and then he gets playing time throughout the season. What makes him kind of special to get that early playing time as a true freshman?
I mean, one thing I like about AZ is, like as a freshman, like you don't see most guys like being like students of the game, and I feel like that's one thing AZ is doing a great job at. Like he's in the film room, like he's making the checks. You know what I'm saying? He's running with the ones. He's getting 2 reps. You know what I'm saying? Like he's playing his role, and everybody on the team got their own role, and everybody got their own plan. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he got a bright future ahead of him, just like all our guys, all our young guys. Like we got so much depth, and just if one man go down, we know like the next guy that's coming up, he's able to be trusted. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like all our coaches do a great job in just getting everybody prepared for just any moment, because anything could happen.
Last time you guys played was that Florida game. You know, that was a back and forth game. But as a defense, you're probably not, you know, looking back at that, not happy about giving up 38 points. What do you guys got to do to make sure you don't do that again this week?
I feel like we just gonna go out there. We gonna make them try to throw the ball, because that's what they tend to do. And then once they know they can't throw the ball on us, they can't run, because our D-line just crazy. So it's gonna be a great game for us though, for sure. We're gonna go out there and get after them for real.
Jamie, you guys are like statistically one of the best defenses in the nation, but I don't know if many people kind of realize it. I mean, how would you explain the Florida State defense? Are you guys a bend, don't break? I mean, how would you describe it to folks that might not recognize?
I feel like there is no defense that play man coverage like how we play man coverage. I feel like there's no defense that fly around like we fly around. I feel like there's no defense in the country that practice like how we practice, the intensity, the level we practice. I just feel like Florida State different, you know what I'm saying? And if you're not built for Florida State, you can't come to Florida State, honestly.
Speaking of throwing the ball just a little bit ago, what are your thoughts on Renardo Green? I feel like it doesn't get talked about a ton.
And that's another corner, right? You feel
that's
me?
what I'm
Like,
saying.
we
You-
got depth. Like, and you ain't even got to finish that asking the question. Like, Renardo, he played safety. Like, he played safety. Now he playing corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I play safety. I play nickel. Kevin Owens play corner, nickel. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jarian Jones, corner, nickel. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody on our defense and our secondary, as I speak on the secondary, like, everybody's versatile. Everybody don't just have one job. Everybody playing multiple positions. And, like I said, when one guy go down, we can count on the next guy, you feel me? And Renardo been balling out, lights out, you feel me? Being able to play safety. Then you go to corner. Like, most safeties can't play corner, you feel me? Like, but he can do that. And then he physical. You know what I'm saying? He got all the attributes, man. And got all the God-gifted talent, you know what I'm saying? And he got a bright future also, you know what I'm saying?
Another player too, Shaheem Brown, a youngin.
Exactly.
What makes him so special though? Because we see the big plays. We saw it against Florida.
Yeah.
What makes it where FSU fans should
Speaking
be
on that
excited?
Florida game, like, it's so crazy because Keem he had went down. So, like I said, next man always the next guy. Our coaches prepare the next guy every time. So, for instance, Keem got injured, so Shaheem had to come in and play. He had to play free, and I had to move the boundary safety. You know what I'm saying? So, and he came in. He had a great game. I think that was one of his best games. Like, just looking at him, like, just me watching him since I've been here. You feel me? Like, he growing up. Like, he got the intangibles. You know what I'm saying? He long. Got good range. You know what I'm saying? Can be able to play in the box and all that. And just him maturing up. You know what I'm saying? And stepping in every time his number called. That's one thing he do. He a team guy. Like, if his number called, he gonna come in and you can trust him.
All right, we'll do a couple more, one in each corner.
Jamie, I know you chose to come to Florida State, so you clearly believed in what Coach Norvell told you and discussed with you. Still, though, the fact that it's kind of come to reality, I mean, can you describe, I don't know if you're surprised that it went this well or just your kind of feelings about he laid out a vision and now you're
I feel like it was due time. It was due time. I've been in college 4 years, and I feel like we haven't had since I've been in college, like, I haven't had like a, you know what I'm saying, exciting year. But like I told y'all earlier, man, I feel like I don't want a Super Bowl coming here, you know? Like, 10 games, we gonna win 10 games. We're gonna put 25, we're gonna put the 25th 10-game winning season, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that for Florida State.
You mentioned watching tape earlier. What is it about Oklahoma's offense that has stood out on film?
I feel like for Oklahoma offense, honestly, like I said, they're a passing team. They gonna look to pass the ball more, and just like it's like, for instance, 7-on-7. I feel like their offense based kind of like on a 7-on-7 offense. Like, they more pass. You're gonna get more pass than anything. So I feel like we can go out and stop the passing game. Our defensive line is so crazy. You're not gonna be able to run. So once we establish and stop the passing game, it's gonna be over with.
All right, Jamie, appreciate the time.
Thank
you
you.
for coming up, and we'll bring it home with Coach Fuller. Coach, and we kept you waiting this whole time. Appreciate you joining us. All right, got defensive coordinator Adam Fuller. Go ahead, guys, whenever you start.
Yeah, Coach. Coming to Orlando, what do you see in the first practice? What do you like? What can you guys improve over the week where you guys have a couple days to the game?
Yeah, I mean, today we kind of combined it Tuesday and Wednesday. So had a bunch of situations, and we gave the guys about 2 days off, so it was important to get them back out here and try to make it as physical a practice as we could. And I thought our guys showed with good energy, come back tonight, correct some of the things, and move forward tomorrow.
Coach, I don't know if thankful or proud of the team is an accurate word to describe it, just how intact everybody is in terms of wanting to be in this bowl game, playing in this bowl game, because it's a different time and age. It just, how happy are you that you come into this bowl game with a team that's dialed in and pretty much all your players ready to go?
I mean, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for these players, grateful for the coaches. It starts with Mike, just how selfless he is and, he sets the tone every day, and our players follow. And I think the way we've gone to work the last 3 weeks after that Florida game is it represents who we are. You know, our guys care about each other. They care about representing this great university. They care about playing well. They got high standards. It doesn't guarantee always success, but it guarantees what it looks like out there right now. And I just feel really grateful to be part of this football program.
How was it this morning and throughout bowl game prep, getting ready for Dylan Gabriel, talented quarterback, can do plenty of things, and then a lot of, Jamie was talking about they want to stop the pass. What has it been like preparing for a quarterback like that?
Yeah, I would like to stop the run, the pass, and the screens, all of it. But their quarterback's really good. I mean, he's played in this style of offense for a number of years. I've got Shane Burnham and Randy Shannon were there, and Tatum Bethune had played on the same team as his quarterback. So I feel we've got information on him. But he's been really successful everywhere he's been. Offense has not been the problem. He's really efficient. He's a competitor. Has really good pace of play on his touch passes. He's got really good feet. He had that one run against Nebraska where we still run away from him. So I just think he's a complete quarterback, and he's a winner. And he's done a nice job for that football program at 2 different schools now. So, we like playing against competitors because it brings out the best in all of you. And so we're just excited. It'll be a good matchup on Friday.
Coach, Melissa Thomas of Florida National News. So we heard from Coach Atkins about the importance of kind of blocking off distractions for the guys now that they're here. Talk about for your side on the defense, kind of what conversations are you having with the fellas, and how are you kind of encouraging them to dial in and remain focused?
Well, I think you need a certain level of focus in everything you do. It's a little bit different on bowl games because you go, certain away games, you get off the plane, you've got a Friday night routine, you wake up, and either the game's at night or the morning, you have a routine. You really don't have as much opportunity to get distracted. Here at the bowl, part of the allure of playing in good bowl games is you have opportunities for distractions. And it's important for our guys to be able to adventure and enjoy each other in some of those times. But I think you don't prepare for the bowl game when you get to the bowl game. You prepare for the bowl game last December, last January, last February. And, you've got classes, you got all different things that pop up in these guys' lives. And I think you got to trust what you've done throughout the year to get to this point. And, sometimes when you come back, I think we were all distracted last night. You get in on Christmas night and you have a team meeting. And I think when you garner a collective group like we have of good young men and you put them all in a room, I think that draws the right energy to point in the right direction. So you never want to take anything for granted, and we won't. But I do trust the group, and, we'll have them focused, but, that's every day. And it's definitely a battle that we understand, what we need to do each day.
Everyone back left.
Coach, I guess, how and why has continuity been such a big key for you guys, improved play on defense? I mean, you mentioned sifting through a lot of options at the beginning of last season, but the fact that it seems like you've set on something, how does that, I guess it explains itself, but how does that make you guys a successful unit?
Yeah, I think part of being a coordinator is you got to create structure for your group. And, that comes with putting the certain pieces together in the right positions. And then what do the rotations look like? And they can't always be the same every year because you have different players. Then injuries come up. And so, our job is to make sure that the right guys are playing with the right pieces and, substitutions happen. So, kind of how we coach, all 3 levels of the defense is, we do have some consistency in putting guys in different spots and moving them around in different pieces so that when guys have to step up. I heard Jamie saying there's multiplicity in the training in the back end. And, that happens because you're going to need them all. And they need to be comfortable playing in different positions. And you got to have comfortable coaching and making sure that all works together. So we have settled in on a group. And I think the connectivity of our back 7 playing together with our front 4 is important. And it's been part of our growth.
Any more from the gallery? Another one in the back left?
Statistically, you guys are one of the best defenses in the country. I know you don't care about statistics, it's about how you guys play on the field, but is there a defining characteristic of the way an Adam Fuller defense is playing right now? Do you think you guys are just simply sound? Is it? I mean, how would you describe the way you guys are playing?
Well, I mean, our job is to get stops every series, right? And so, probably the proudest I've been, what I want to look like is, we've had games that we played really good for 4 quarters. We've had games that maybe we gave up a score in the first series of the second half, but usually our responses, I think that's been the growth that I've really enjoyed seeing the most, is just our guys' connectivity to each other, in all things. And, I think we've done a really good job of that, and I'm excited to see that take place one more time with this team. But we want to do what we have to do to win the game, and I think our offense and our defense and our special teams have all played well as a team this year. That's why we've had the success that we've had, and looking forward to having that happen one more time for this team.
Did you ask Santa for Jamie and Jared to come back next year?
No, I didn't. But I should have. Good question, Ira. That was tremendous.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it. And appreciate all you guys sticking with us all morning, afternoon. I don't know what time it is now. 1:38, mostly on time. Anyway, I'm told there's a few hot dogs left on the back table if somebody's still hungry or wants another hot dog. And yeah, thank you for joining us. We'll have transcripts, audio, video, all that good stuff. It's all going to be on College Press Box and on the FTP. We sent a link last night, but we'll send it out again as well. But thank you. All right.